teachers at the Vagina Workshop. I learned this from the woman who believes in vaginas, who sees vaginas, who helps other women see vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. At her first session, she told us to draw our own unique, fabulous vaginas. That's what she called them. She wanted to know what our unique, fabulous vaginas looked like. One pregnant woman drew a big red mouth with coins spilling out. Another skinny woman drew a big serving plate with a Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a dot with squiggly lines around it. The dot was meant to be a big black hole in space, and the squiggly lines were meant to be objects and people and basic atoms that had got lost in there. I've always seen my vagina as a kind of anatomical vacuum, just sucking up all random objects and peoples in the surrounding environment. I had never really seen my vagina as a practical or in biological terms. My vagina was sort of an absence to me. At the second day of the workshop, the lady who ran the Vagina Workshop told us to lie down and take our hand mirrors and look at our vaginas, after carefully examining to verbally report to the group what we saw. I must admit that up until this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay, or invention. I had never actually looked at the thing. It never had occurred to me to take a look. It just seemed so awkward and redundant, looking at our vagina in a workshop with our hand mirrors. Kind of reminded me of what the early astronomers must have felt with their primitive telescopes. It unsettled me at first, my vagina. It was sort of like looking at a fish cut open for the first time. It was so red and so fresh and so raw. What really amazed me was the layers inside layers, opening to more layers. My vagina amazed me. When it came to my turn, I was speechless. I had awakened to what the vagina lady had said was vaginal wonder. I just wanted to sit there with my legs opened, looking at my vagina forever. enter myself. I watched myself re-enter myself. It was like the astronaut's re-entry onto the Earth's surface. It was a quiet entry. Quiet, but gentle. I landed, and I bounced. I bounced, and I landed. Then I came into my muscles, blood, and cells, and I slipped into my vagina. And it fit. And I was alive and pulsing and young and free. And still with my eyes closed, I touched what had become me. My vagina is a tune, a shell, and a destiny. My vagina, me.